Similar, guys. So I did a video, I don't know if it was last year or a couple of months ago, just around us taking accountability and stop blaming our parents for our failures or whatever the case may be. It was linked to another video that I did about Peter Pan syndrome, where guys are not growing up. Yeah, man. So this video is not me blaming your parents, but it's more of a video for you to understand, Uguti, a lot of our bad habits, a lot of our the way in which we move, we've actually been groomed into it, and it should give you the strength and it should give you the ability to actually then say, well, shit, this is how I was raised, but let me actually work to get out of that space. I don't know if I'm making any sense. So a lot of the studies were actually done in the US and they were done in Europe. So take what you take, eat the meat, spit out the bones. But it speaks to the different forms of parenting. So I know how much Itamaning are stuck. I know a lot of our sisters are stuck. And again, take this with a pinch of salt. It's not an excuse. It's not for you to say, oh, okay, mama really fucked me up, and there's a reason. No. It's just for you to understand and say, shit, I was raised this way. This is why I might be stuck in this and this and this. So when you look at the studies, they break down parenting styles into 4 different styles. You've got your permissive parent that we know, who spoils the kids, so the kids just end up with no borders. They do whatever they want, whenever they want. They get that PlayStation 5 if she can afford it. If she can't afford it, she just lets them run amok. We've seen kids that have been raised very, very spoiled. It's not just a financial thing, as we know. It's just, again, no boundaries. Kids doing whatever they want to do. And those kids grow up very, very entitled. Those people that are entitled, grown adults, men, women, and alike, where they don't have limits. You guys know this, where you can meet a girl on day 1 and she's like, oh no, take me out on a date that costs 2,000 rand. Like, says, I don't even know you and you're already entitled to my money. So those people tend to be very, very spoiled because their parents, let them get away with everything. So again, it's a mindset. So if you are those people, just again, look at your parents and say, Vele, actually at home, I got away with a lot, and I think I'm entitled and I'm selfish and I'm spoiled because I was raised that way. Maybe I need to change. Maybe I then actually need to take ownership and realize that in the world, there are boundaries, there are borders that I can't push out. Many of us can relate to being a growing up in a very autocratic family or authoritarian type of parenting. That's that super strict parenting, that's that super strict parenting. And, we grew up being told that boys aren't allowed to cry. So then as a result, we started suppressing our emotions. We followed instructions. We did what we were told. Doesn't matter the justification. You do what you are told, and that's how you grew up into society. We went into school, high school, do as you are told. We go into a work environment, do as you told, so we work our whole lives trying to impress whoever the point of authority is so that we can do as we told, and it's really has shaped a lot of how people move in society. Maybe you come from like those, let's say you come from an Indian home where you now become a dentist or an accountant because you do as you told. I know so many friends of mine who are working in jobs that they hate, but their parents told them that you will go to school, you will go to varsity, you will do as you told. And they formed into that structure, and they hate their lives. They hate the people that they work with. They hate what they wake up and do every morning. But again, it's because they had that strict formal type of upbringing where they couldn't think outside the box. The box, they were in prison essentially, and that's the mindset. Then you have the ideal type of parent that we all think that we want to be, that authoritative, where it's that perfect balance, strict when you need to be strict, warm when you need to be warm. I think every parent in their mind thinks that they are that perfect balance of a parent. They go up when they need to go up and down when they need to go down. It's that North Star, if I can be that authoritative type of parent, I would have won, because again, it'll mean that my kids know when to express themselves. If there's a challenge, I can hear them. But when I need to be firm and put my foot down, boom, I can also be that guy. These 2 things are actually going to speak to a lot of us. So if you just were one of those guys that were like, I'm not a parent and this is very boring, this might speak to you. So a lot of us grew up with single parents. A lot of us grew up in spaces where we felt like we were neglected. Whatever the reason was, because maybe Umama was working 2 jobs, because Umama was always going to funeral on Saturdays, because Umama was so busy in her own life, we felt neglected. And as a reason, or as a result of feeling neglected, we went out there seeking attention. So whether you seek attention in school by getting great marks, or you seek attention by being the naughty kid, either way, you seek attention because clearly you weren't getting it at home from your main caregivers. So many people who actually had a mom and a dad at home, they still were getting neglected and would still go to school and either become that prefect so that they can get that attention, or they become uhozu so they can also get attention. I don't know if that makes sense. And you can see it now in people's adult life, whether they will say snacks thing on X, or they'll be weird on follow me on YouTube, watch my YouTube channel, subscribe, and because we just want that attention, because there was a part of us where we felt neglected, and again, it's not saying this is you exactly 100%, but it might explain certain character traits. That's why you find yourself in these places where you felt like no one cares, and as a result, you became closed off, and now you are insecure and you struggle with trust because, again, you were neglected as a child, and now you feel the need to act it out in your adult life, and then you're going from one shit relationship to another shit relationship because, again, you're trying to fill that void. Another type, sorry, this is the 5th type, I know I said 4. Another type, and I see a lot of these guys in their 20s who come from this type of parenting where the parent was overly involved. A lot of single moms have that guilt of so then she'll try and over parent, she'll over involve herself. If the child has a project at school, Umama will then go to a CNA and buy the poster, and Umama will then go buy my highlighter and buy this and buy that. And then she becomes overly involved. In these private schools, we call them helicopter parents. But Tina, even in our Model C spaces, we see Labo Mom that just do too much. And then as a result, they take away the challenge from these kids. And these kids end up not knowing how to solve their own problems. You have so many boys right now, and maybe you one of them, who are sitting at home in your mid-20s. And you want to have your own place. You want to move in here. You want to apply for the job. But you're stuck. You don't know how. Because your whole life, you've had mom take away all these challenges from you, and you've never had to fight. You've never had to fight. You think you fought, but you don't know how bad it is out there, because you've always had a comfortable bed, a warm meal. You've always had someone solve your big problems for you. Now you're in your mid-20s. Now you're faced with big problems that your mom can't help you with. So the best that you can do is stay in the same room that you stayed in when you were 12. Because again, what do you do? How do you get out of it? So I'm not saying this is run away from it or not face it or blame your mom. I'm trying to explain why you find yourself in this situation. So the different parenting styles have really morphed and changed the way in which we behave in today's society. And yes, our parents can also be a little bit of everything. So at times they can be very, very strict. At times they can spoil us. At times they can be overly protective. At times they can neglect us, And as a result, you take the negative of all this motherfucker to try and put your negative ass, toxic ass person, So again, I'm just trying to explain it. So maybe you guys who are seeking attention because maybe you're neglected. Maybe you right now you're stuck because your parents fought all your battles for you. Maybe right now you feel entitled because you were spoiled by your parents. Maybe you had overly crazy strict parents, and as a result, you've just become this person who's stuck in this way of thinking, and you can't think out there, and you can't be creative, and you can't be, because men aren't meant to cry, and la 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 la. All those type of things shape who you are and how you view your life. Now that you've sat down, you've watched this video, say, "Sharp, I'm here. What I do, I don't know if it'll work for you. What I do, I didn't say, okay, Sharp, Penson has said this. These are the traits that I have. Right now, I'm 26, I'm stuck at home. Or right now, I'm a 32-year-old female, I'm struggling to get a man because I've been told I'm entitled. How was my upbringing? How was my nurturing, in my space? Was I with a parent like this? How can I get out of it? Okay, Sharp, if you realize that you have been that person who had to suppress their emotions, now you need to find solutions into how you can be in tune with your emotions, how you can lean in. Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling this? Are you feeling that? Are you able to talk about those things? Or you're feeling entitled. Shit, I'm gonna go on a date. This guy must pay me 2,000 rand. No, I need to adjust that. Yes, you interested, bro? Let's go take a walk. So that I move away from my sense of entitlement. Let me have these conversations with this guy and say, look, this is how I was thinking my whole life. I'm trying to move away from it. You know, maybe you don't need to be posting your videos of your ass and your nipples on every single Instagram reel because you're seeking for attention, you know, and it's because, again, you didn't get it at home. You didn't get it from the people that you cared about the most. And as a result, you're seeking for our person to like your booty pictures. Like, really, that's superficial, you know, and it will only serve you to a point where then you'll start wanting more and more and more. Maybe you'll start an OnlyFans. Maybe you'll sleep with everyone in the neighborhood so that you can get that little bit of love wherever you get that piece of love, you know. So once you've realized and you've wrote these things down and you've been honest, and some of us, we take negative traits right across all these type of parenting styles. Once you've realized and you wrote them down, we have to get to a point where we are open and honest, and then seek the solutions thereafter. Which this is how I need to rectify my life, because as it is now, it's only going downhill. Guys, I always stress the importance of understanding someone's history, someone's past, and that shapes who we are today. You know, yes, we might speak about it in terms of the body count or the sickness in your family, but how you were raised is so crucial because it tells us how you will become now. Not for every single last person, I get that, but for most of us, you know, we become a product of our environment. For most of us, we become a result of how we were groomed and how we were nurtured as kids growing up. So just be very, very cognizant of those things. Write these things down. This is how I think I was parented. This is the spoiling part. This is why I carry these type of traits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are the solutions of them. You know, Google's your friend, YouTube's your friend. I've done so many videos on these type of topics. So please, if you want to support, just keep looking down, find those topics, give them a good watch. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, I'm not saying that I know all these things. Probably I know less than less, you know, but I'm trying to spark conversations, you know. So it'll be great if we start just commenting below, engage each other, teach each other, you know. Yeah, share this video far and wide if you think anyone will benefit. Guys, I want nothing but the best for you guys. I want nothing but the best for everyone that I love. So ngiyanisanda kakhulu. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and have yourselves a fantastic day. I'm out.